What's going on, guys? It's Alan here with another video, but today we're not really gonna do some Minecraft gameplay stuff or tutorial Minecraft. We're just gonna be ranking all the Minecraft mobs up until 1.16. Yeah, we're S tier, our A tier, our B tier, our C, and our D tier. These are all my rankings for these mobs. If you guys at any point think that I am wrong, please go ahead and leave it in the comments below. By the way, like, we already did this yesterday in one of our live streams, but it was so super scuffed that it did not work. I'm not gonna use it as a recording, so I'm actually like doing it separately. The bat is D tier. The bat isn't really useful for anything. It's kind of annoying. I've seen like some people using redstone builds like are annoyed by the bat because they totally mess up the redstone system. Besides that, they're just making noise, not really helpful, annoying, sometimes even scary if you haven't played the game in a long time. I remember the B in 1.15, people were really anxious for it. I think we overhyped it way too much, and it's basically a Cyberpunk 2077 all over again. They're not really useful for anything, so I'll put them on D tier. So Blaze, as you know, it's one of the most important mobs in Minecraft because it drops a blaze rod and there's no actual way that you can get blaze rods as of 1.16. Besides that, they cause fire. They're not really that powerful, not really useful nowadays, but I'll go ahead and put it in B tier just because it's the only way to get blaze rods. From the superficial, the cat wouldn't look that useful. But let me tell you something and why I'm going to put it on the A tier. The cat is useful for one of the most powerful reasons in Minecraft. They're useful for creeper farms because creeper run away from cats. If cats make creepers run away, they make them fall into traps, they make them fall into endless pits of doom, and they give us gunpowder. That's why they're so powerful. They're not as powerful as S tier, but they're as powerful as A tier because they're a key component of being able to fly on the elytra. The cave spider, I freaking hate cave spider whenever I'm on Minecraft. I just hate them. I think it's a C tier. They're able to cause a lot of damage if you're not well prepared. Besides that, they're as useful as a regular spider. They're not really useful for anything else. Chicken only gives us feathers and it gives us chicken. By virtue of the fact that it gives us chicken and feathers, I think it's on B. Not really useful for anything else. Gives us eggs, which you can take to the ender fight and blow up the ender crystals with that. But besides that, they're not really useful for anything. But since it's a food source, I'm gonna put them on B. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put all the food sources on B. The chicken, the cow, and the pig on B. The chicken jockey, not really useful for anything. They're kind of cool. They're in D tier. They're kind of hard to hit, so they've got that thing going for them. But they're not really useful for anything. I think just one of the worst Minecraft mobs out there. The cod, I'm also gonna put it on D tier, just because it's such a useless creature. Like, you can go ahead and just fish instead of spearfishing, and even then it takes so much time to go ahead and grab cod compared to like grabbing chicken and pigs. Just a waste of time to go ahead and grab cod. Basically all the other fish should go here as well. The only really thing that I can see them being useful for is just grabbing them, put them in the bucket, making an aquarium for when it builds. That's kind of it. Not really much going for them. The creeper, the iconic Minecraft creeper, it's on S tier and it might be the only mob on S tier as of right now, because it's so important because of its gunpowder. Before 1.9, I would have rated it out of A, B tier. But now that after 1.9 that we have the elytra and fireworks work the elytra, it's so powerful that gunpowder is one of the key components to have in your Minecraft mob farms. And that's what I think it goes in the S tier. Dolphins guide you to ships, give you dolphins grace. So that's pretty cool. Makes you swim faster. Not really much it has going for it. They attack in their pools of dolphins. What do they call it? Schools of dolphin? Groups? What you call it? Groups of dolphins for now. But yeah, besides that, I don't see them useful for anything. They just pinpoint your chests and that's it. I don't think they're useful whatsoever. I'm putting them on D tier. I'm sorry guys, but these guys are not useful. Some donkeys, I don't think donkeys are useful whatsoever. They're good for mules, but even mules are kind of useless nowadays. So I'm gonna put them on D tier. The drown, I don't think the drown is that useful. It does give us tridents, but even then you have to make a massive trident farm just to even get one trident. Then you have to put mending on that. So for that, just because the sole reason this gives us trident, I'm gonna put it on C tier. Otherwise, it would have been on D tier. The Elder Guardian, it's a useless boss. It just drops one sponge, and even then, the structure itself has more sponges that the Elder Guardians drops. The dragon, the iconic dragon. I think, does he does anything useful though? He's just a boss. He's pretty iconic. I think the only thing carrying him is the iconicness of Minecraft that he has to. But even then, the creeper beats him to it. I'll put him on C tier. I don't think it's useful whatsoever. Just the dragon fight, maybe Dragon's Breath. Besides that, not really useful. Enderman. Are Enderman really useful? They're pretty useful for XP nowadays. If your world doesn't have an Enderman farm, you're kind of lagging behind. And Ender Pearls are pretty cool to have, but they got nerfed. I don't really see them going past B tier just because of the fact that they just drop Ender Pearls and they're kind of useful for XP. So put them on B tier. The Endermite, I think the Endermite's pretty powerful. You might be asking why. It is not even because it's rare. It's because you need Endermites to be able to make an Enderman farm. And just because of that fact alone, I think it's an A tier. Or if anything, we bring down the Enderman to C tier and we bring him down to B tier. Next up is a Vindicator. Vindicator, I couldn't really find much usefulness for him on the wiki page. I've never really dealt with them, but I know they're very important when it comes to Emerald farms. So just for that reason, I'm putting them on C tier just because they don't really do much. Just carry an axe. The Evoker, I'm rating them separately from the Vex. I think they're separate mobs. Minecraft counts it as separate mobs, so I'm counting them as separate mobs. So the Evoker, more powerful than the Witch. Not as powerful though as other mobs. Put him on B just because of its claw, but even then the claw doesn't do that much for it. So the Pillager, they have really lousy aim. I think they're a terrible addition to the game. I think they're a great addition because they're like a counter to villagers, but the Pillager, not really that powerful. They have a crossbow and they shoot at it like every 15 seconds. So you can raid a Pillager outpost by snowballing it. The Fox, I don't think the Fox is that useful. I'm putting it on D tier. They're cute to have, they're nice to have. Ghasts are annoying. They just drop tiers in XP. And even then, they didn't even drop tiers. They are pretty powerful though when it comes to knocking you off one block past another. I've had that happen several times, or just like be respawn because of them. So I think the Ghasts goes in D tier. Not as weak as D tier, but okay. The Guardian, just the regular Guardian, I think he's a D tier, and he's above the Elder Guardian just because he drops Prismarine shards. You can make some really cool, really easy Prismarine farms for them. Not really that useful. They just give you mining fatigue. Not that useful. Pufferfish, if you're using water breathing potions in Minecraft, boy, I don't know what I'm doing. Desperation 3 indoors, all the way. Door gang. The Hoglin is a pretty powerful mob. I've hated it since it came into the game. When you're on hardcore, they will tear through that armor. They will force a respawn on you, so for that, I'll go B tier. The horse, I think, is a D tier. They were useful before 1.9, but not anymore. Not really the fastest way to travel in Minecraft. The mule, I think, is also a D tier simply because of the fact that we now have shulker boxes, so you don't need to carry them around anywhere. People still like to use them because they can carry a chest. You see the shulker box now. You can carry a whole chest in your inventory, not a modified chest. The Husk also a D. Gives you hunger. It's just a retextured zombie. Not that great. The Golem, they might even go on A tier because they're pretty powerful. And after 1.14, it became so easy to make iron farms. Before 1.14, the game thought a village was having to do with doors and villagers, so you had all these really wonky looking iron farms, but now they're pretty simple to do. I think they're a great use for the game. Pretty powerful in their hits. It's an A tier. Not S tier as a creeper, but an A tier. The Llama's a D tier. You can't even write them correctly as of 1.16 if I recall correctly. Do they even drop leather? I'm not sure if they even drop leather, to be honest. They're kind of useless. They spit on you. That's it. The Magma Cube, I think it's also a D tier. There's retextured slime. They give you magma cream. Useful, but you have fire protection. And even when you want a magma cream, you have to use a looting sword. Otherwise, you're not going to get any magma cream because they're pretty rare drops. I think the Mooshroom also goes on D tier. I don't really see a purpose to the Mooshroom. You can't even craft a suspicious stew. It's just mushroom stew. Yeah, I don't think it's a great addition to the game. Sorry, Mooshroom goes on D. The Ocelot kind of became useless after 1.14. Put it on D tier because I can't really find anything for the Ocelot. The Panda, I'm also putting it on D tier. They're kind of cute, kind of all this stuff. But man, I don't like them. I just don't like them. I think they're on D tier. I don't think they're useful for anything. They're pretty strong. It's kind of dangerous to tempt a Panda early game. I'll give you that. But anything else, it's a D tier. Parrot's also a D tier. I can't really find a use for it anywhere. Cool to have, but I don't think it's useful. The Phantom's also useless as well. Not really useful for anything. Besides that, I don't really find like why it would have been added to the game. Hey guys, Future Island here. So I know that I kind of said they had no use, and of course Phantoms kind of do drop Phantom Membrane, which if you put in a Elytra and an Anvil, it'll give you a more durable Elytra. But it's kind of easier to just take a Villager, give a Mending, and then do it that way. and have unlimited use on the Elytra than to have a limited use with the Phantom Membranes that you have to waste XP on. So back to the video. I'm gonna rate the Piglin at a C tier because their traits are pretty good, but then you kind of need a lot of gold to trade with them. Their loot tables all over the place. It's cool to have in speedruns. Besides that, I can't really find a use for it. Okay, the Brute, they're exclusive to the Bastion Remnants. They're pretty powerful. B tier. They're not really useful for anything, but they're very powerful. I was reading it's cost about 9.5 health points. The Polar Bear, they're cool to have. They're kind of useless though. The Rabbit, also kind of useless. They do give you the effect jump boost, but not really useful for anything though. The Ravager, I'm going to put the Ravager right next to the Hoglin because it causes about 9 hearts of damage if you're not prepared to fight a raid. So I'm putting them on B tier just because they are that powerful. The Ravager Jockey, I'm going to put them on C tier just because it's as useful as it might even go on S tier. Their wool is so powerful in the game. You use carpets for everything. Farms, you use carpets for redstone builds. Do you even use them for redstone? I'm not sure, but we'll just call them redstone builds for now. The Shulkers, they do give us shulker boxes. So might even go to A tier because of that fact they give us shulker boxes. You basically carry a chest in your chest. That simple. So there's also a shulker box parkour. Silverfish go D. Don't really have to explain right there. I think the skeleton goes in C. Before they got an AI upgrade, they were pretty useless. They give you arrows as well. The skeleton horse and the skeleton riding a skeleton horse slash the skeleton horse trap. I don't see a point of it. If you guys like them, I'm sorry, but they're both D tiers. Slimes. I'm gonna put them on S tier. Super powerful when it comes to redstone builds. It's pistons and most importantly slime blocks. But slime blocks are very powerful when it comes to redstone builds. The snow golem, there was a point in Minecraft that everybody did snow golems in the end, and I didn't really like it. It's not really useful for anything. I think they're D tier. The spider jockey goes in D tier, and the spider goes in C tier. Not the spider jockey is useless. The squid, not really much for the squid, they're just ink sac, not really that useful. The strays are not really that useful either. The strider seemed pretty powerful when it was introduced, but besides that, they're very slow. But you can walk on lava now, so you're kind of reverse Jesus. I'll put them on C tier. Turtles, I'm putting them on D tier. They're powerful when it comes to trident farms. Not really that powerful though. The Vex, I think the Vex in A tier. If you guys ever seen anybody play a hardcore Minecraft and just get completely destroyed by a Vex, it's freaking epic seeing that. They're super powerful. Even though they're super powerful, I don't find it as useful as all of these, but they're an A tier for sure. The Villager in 1.14 was super cracked that at 1.14 I would have put another tier called Villager. I put it above the Creeper. They really nerfed the villagers after 1.14. They needed to. It was super cracked. They're still super powerful. If you can go ahead and get yourself an emerald farm, or even set up like a farm and trade with the villagers to get emeralds, and then trade with other villagers to get other cool stuff, that's super powerful, which is why I'm putting them on B tier. Not as powerful as these guys. The Wandering Villager gives us leads. Besides that, pretty useless. The Witch would be useless, but it does give you redstone, so I'm putting it on C tier. The Wither gives us another star. This is C tier. If anything, it should be ranked above the Dragon, because it's more useful because it does give us another star and gives us the beacon. I don't see that being anything higher than a C. The Wither Skeleton, they're a pain to fight. I'm gonna put them on the D tier. The Wolf / Dog, they're a cool companion to have. I'm gonna put them over here on top of D tier. The Zombie Piglin goes in D. They're not really that powerful, and even if you hit one, pretty easy to handle. And we hate the skin. I hate the skin so much. The zombie also goes on D tier. They drop carrots. They drop potatoes. Not really that useful though. D tier. The zombie villager has to be below the villager, but above zombies. Because if you make a villager into a zombie villager, they're gonna give you a discount if you turn them back. Just remember you have to put it on hardcore. So you have the Zoglin, last but not least. They're powerful. I'm gonna put them on B tier because they're as powerful as the Hoglin. So there you have it, guys. That's my Minecraft mob tier list. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing. Appreciate you guys. Bye.